People, please be sensitive. Please use appropriate language. You know, yesterday I asked my pal Vikram, I said, what's up, yaar? And he replied, COVID cases or kya? Not nice. It's called the week that wasn't. Just when the world was coming to grip with racism, just when black, white and brown were beginning to live in peace and harmony, we have this nouveau racism, this new color prejudice. It's called red, green and orange. They look down on us because we're red. One day we will be free and we will be green as you and your parents, you mean person. It finally happened. Uber and Ola taxis may be allowed to ply. Guess this is a blow to your ego, my friend. Because this month, your friendly neighborhood Ola driver will earn more than you. So if you take an Ola, please get him to tip you. It's only correct. Amazon and Flipkart are celebrating as they are now allowed to ferry non-essential goods. Looks like since we're still locked down, it's going to be raining sex toys. Don't look at me. It's not my idea. What do we do? Tell the government to let me out. I'll do some other things with my life. Private employers will be encouraged to make their employees work from home. Yes, work from home. Now, my sweeper Parvesh was very upset. He hasn't yet figured out how to clean my Flora fountain office from his home in Nalasopara. You can't. You can do Zoom for this, you can do Zoom for that, you can Zoom barabar Zoom, but you can't clean. You can't clean from far away. The PM himself has set the standard. He is our employer, ladies and gentlemen. He has asked all of us Indian citizens, his employees, to work from home. 2 lakh crore package announced by the FM for the less economically privileged. But will the money actually reach the right people? Pardon me. Comedians are not supposed to laugh at the joke, so, that's amateur. That's rank amateur. Don't do that, Cyrus. Control yourself. It's not funny. And now, folks, the voice in the wilderness, the man who guides us to safety. Here he is.
जब मैंने दे दिया था गो कोरोना का नारा, तब जाग गया था भारत सारा, भारत सारा, भारत सारा. अभी पूरी दुनिया में चमक रहा है कोरोना जैसा तारा, लेकिन एक दिन बजा देंगे हम कोरोना के 12, 12, 12.
How many weeks of saying Corona go? And what's happened? Do you have an answer? No answer. All right, lots more coming up. But first, the headlines. Government advises we learn to live with the virus. Lockdown 4.0 eases a few restrictions. And how do we psychologically cope after COVID? Also, our foreign correspondent joins us straight from Canada. Yep, let's go straight into it. It is now over 60 days of lockdown. So if lockdown was a government official, we'd have retired him. Or maybe give an extension, depending on influence, networking, that kind of thing. It's an Indian phenomenon, forget it. While addressing a press conference, the Joint Secretary in the Health Ministry urged people to make COVID-19 prevention a part of their lives. Because nobody thought of that before. Nobody thought we should try and stop this. Everyone was like, Health Minister, help me, tell me what to do. He said, that time has now come to learn to live with the virus. Right, I've been saying this from the beginning. I'm the Health Ministry. Maybe I don't even know it. Joining us now from the Health Department is the Principal Secretary of the Health Ministry, because we want the big guns. I ask questions of the big people, not like the other channels who put 12 people together and you don't know who they are. I get the main guy. Sir.
No, not Principal Secretary of the Health Ministry. I am the Principal Joint Under Deputy Secretary of the Health Ministry.
This will be a very long interview, I can see. What are you saying?
See, we are going through troubled times now. First, there was only the Secretary of the Health and the Under Secretary of the Health. Now, Secretary needed the help of a Deputy Secretary. So we got a Deputy Secretary. The Deputy Secretary refused to join. So the Secretary himself became Deputy Joint Secretary. Then the Under Secretary to Deputy Joint Secretary fell ill. So they asked the Health Secretary, who became Deputy Joint Secretary, to come back so that they could replace the Under Secretary who went under.
Under who?
The Under Secretary who joined as the Deputy Secretary of the Secretary who did not want to join but needed a deputy but went instead under.
I thought you were the Principal Secretary to the Health Department.
I am. So what happened is that when the Under Secretary who joined as the Deputy Secretary of the Secretary who did not want to join but needed a deputy but instead went under, I said I will fight this battle alone on principle. That's why I am now the principal joint under Deputy Secretary of the Health Ministry.
Obviously, he's using a teleprompter, ladies and gentlemen. No one can handle that amount of words. Come on. Okay, shall we talk about the COVID update then, sir?
Of course, of course.
So what's happening? Go on. What are the numbers looking like? Tell me.
Numbers, yes. See, we have three numbers.
You have just three numbers.
1-800-180-1104 plus 911123978046.
Stop playing with us. Come on, we are a very mature channel, a mature presentation here. I want the COVID numbers. I want the active cases, the recovered cases, the positives, the negatives.
Those numbers. Yes. They are very good. Very good numbers. We got lots of numbers. Very good.
Yeah. But are those numbers increasing? Are they decreasing? Getting better? Give us the direction. What's happening? We don't know what's happening.
They are there. Numbers are there. But it is not about the numbers. We have to stop looking at the numbers. It is about how you look at the virus itself.
Wow. So how do you look at the virus then? I don't understand.
See, words like COVID-19, Corona, pandemic are all very frightening words.
Okay, so what are you suggesting?
I'm suggesting we rename the virus. Think about it. Why call it Corona? Call it Ramona?
We rename Corona Ramona.
Why call it COVID? Call it Kavita, Sumiti, Archana, Aisha, Dipali, anything you can call it.
4 girls I've dated, so that does make sense. Have you gone mad, sir? I don't understand.
I have got a new name for this virus.
What are you calling it?
Sulakshana.
Why would you call it Sulakshana?
Because the government has advised everybody that we have to embrace the virus, stop getting frightened of it, and above all, we now have to learn to live with the virus.
Yeah, I get that. But why Sulakshana? Why that specific name?
Because Sulakshana is my wife's name and I am living with her.
You live with your wife? Doesn't look like it. All right. So that's how you embrace the virus and stop getting frightened, is it?
Who said anything about not being frightened?
Sorry?
I may call the virus Sulakshana, but I am still petrified of her.
Can we have a picture of Sulakshana?
Yes, see.
Okay. The virus is not the only cross we have to bear. As you can see, if you look at your life in perspective, it's not the only thing. Well, you've all seen the celebrities who come on Instagram or some such platform and sing or play a song or give out a very heartfelt message. Well, to be frank, it's all wearing a bit thin. We've got to say something about it. It's very irritating. Someone has to stand up and say that these guys are so bloody irritating, you want to strangle them. So here, for the first time, we who tell the truth, is our very irritating celebrity with a completely insincere message just for you.
Yeah, I'm good.
Sir, yes, good to have you. Who are you? Your name?
I'm Avnish Singh Solanki and my band is called ASSIS.
Okay, all right. I think that's imaginative. Sounds delightful. So are you going to sing something?
Yes, I am a vocalist. I've just toured Lithuania and Latvia, before the lockdown. But first I would like to say our hearts bleed for the Corona warriors and we would like to salute them for their outstanding ability under pressure to deliver when the nation needs it.
Yeah. Great. That's fabulous, really. But I have to cut you off there. See, if we have time, I'll come back to talk to you. But
COVID warriors ki jai. Come on, everybody. Let's say it. Feel it, bro. COVID warriors ki jai.
What are you doing? Why? I said we stop that. What do you mean everybody? You're alone in your room. There's nobody there. Sorry about that, folks. We'll move on. We'll get him again a little later, trying to understand what he's trying to do, but seems a little futile if you ask me. Now, the lockdown has been extended till the end of the month, the minimum. The government did relax several norms, though, and restrictions, ostensibly to boost the economy. Joining us now is our middle-class man, and once again, let me lay it out there. He is so bloody middle-class, there's no other word to call him. And he refuses to change his name, this actor. He wants to be called Gopalji because he's saying he's not getting any work at the moment. And so just push the Gopalji. So I'll say it from time to time. Gopalji and his wife, Mrs. Gopalji. All right, so let's talk to both of them right now. There they are. Gopalji and Mrs. Gopalji, welcome. How are you?
Good, 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 Cyrus. Hello, hello. We are happy, yaar. We are happy now. Things are opening up, but
थोड़ा कंफ्यूजिंग है.
Confusing. Q, what happened?
yeah, it's not very clear.
थोड़ा कंफ्यूजिंग है. मतलब क्या खुला है, क्या बंद है, बराबर से क्लियर नहीं है.
No, no, matlab?
Meaning government instructions are not black and white.
No?
No, they're green, red, orange.
Those are the zones. I'm actually talking about the city opening up, shops, offices, taxis, some sort of relaxation.
हाँ, वो तो है. But यार साइरस से मेरी बीवी बिल्कुल समझती नहीं है, जिद कर रही है.
And that's why she got married in the first place. Oh, go on.
अरे क्या है, इनकी बाजू वाली बिल्डिंग में वो किटी पार्टी होती है. So she is saying kitty party is allowed. हाँ?
किटी पार्टी इज अलाउड.
ये देखो.
मैंने खुद न्यूज़पेपर में पढ़ा है.
कैसे? हाउ? किटी पार्टी अलाउड कैसे होगी बताओ?
गवर्नमेंट एसेंशियल सर्विसेज अलाउ किए हैं. किटी पार्टी हमारे लिए एसेंशियल सर्विस है.
ये देखो यार, क्या बहस करूं?
One second, let her talk. She may have an interpretation. Go on, ma'am, go on.
अरे ऐसे तो फिर मैं भी नीचे के बार और रेस्टोरेंट में जाके दारू पी के आ सकता हूँ.
No, 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 I don't think that's allowed. But let her speak, let her speak.
बार्स एंड रेस्टोरेंट्स बंद है. स्पेशली आपका कृष्णा बार.
क्यों? Why?
प्लेस ऑफ वर्शिप आर ऑल क्लोज्ड.
अरे साइरस, यार घर में 2 बियर की बोतल थी, दोनों इसने खत्म कर दी.
मैं डेस्परेट हो गई थी.
For a drink?
नो, माय शैम्पू गॉट ओवर.
सत्यानाश.
वैसे केजरीवाल ने शुरू किया है ऑड इवन रेस्टोरेंट्स के लिए दिल्ली में.
हाँ यार, ये ऑड इवन तो इधर भी शुरू करना चाहिए साइरस.
बहुत दिन हो गए ना, हम दोनों भी किसी अच्छी रेस्टोरेंट में जाएंगे डिनर पे.
हाँ, तुम ऑड डे को जाना, मैं इवन डे को जाऊंगा.
It's been tried before. Seems to work. Okay. Anything else about the relaxation that's bothering you?
Yes यार, yes. Why there is curfew from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m.?
No, so that people don't socialize and do mischief on the streets in the night. It's a little risky at night.
यार तो ये बात मेरी बीवी को समझाओ ना.
Matlab, why? What happened?
बोलती है गवर्नमेंट का ऑर्डर है.
तो है ही.
What order are you talking about? 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. curfew order?
यस, इसने शाम से लेके सुबह तक बेडरूम में भी कर्फ्यू लगा दिया है.
Oh my God.
हाँ, दिन भर सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग और रात को कर्फ्यू. यार ऐसे कैसे चलेगा? हैं?
ये क्या बोल रहे हो? घर की बातें बाहर बता रहा हूँ टीवी पर.
अरे यार टीवी साइरस, तुम क्या क्या पूछते हो यार? अब फिर लड़ाई हो गई, जाना पड़ेगा.
Yes, the future of the next generation is at stake. I understand what you're saying. And at times like this, we should breed. We should have more children to enjoy this beautiful world that we have to offer them. Come, Bunty Beta, go to the bathroom. That's the social interpretation of the day for you. There you go. Welcome to Anything But Corona News. That's right, we don't talk Corona at all here. The Bundesliga started last week. Live sport at last. However, folks, there was one notable difference. Just the one difference in football. No pushing. Football without pushing? Football without tripping? What kind of football is that? That's not football, that's just ball. There's no foot. The most successful countries dealing with, you know, the thing we can't mention, who are they? Taiwan, New Zealand, Iceland, Finland and Germany. And what is the commonality? They are all led by women. Play music, Mohit. This is womanly music that I've organized. Please, no gender bias in instruments. No pun in there either. So the question we ask you is, should we allow Nirmala Sitharaman to become PM? I see. Your answer is no. Okay. Fair enough. Maybe we should outsource? Talking about the Odisha cyclone, not to be insensitive, but here's a question I was asked on email by someone who's under the age of 6. If you're hit by a cyclone, at that point, you still have to worry about wearing your mask and gloves and maintaining social distance while you flee for your life, or... So these are technical questions, and it's important that we ponder over them and look at them properly, you know, sort of put a telescopic lens on it and then become more microscopic as we get closer. Because you suddenly you're in that predicament. You see, with all this happening, what do? Do you put on the gloves or do you run? Do you put on the, well, you know, fish. Let's talk about fish. Lots of fish were found dead on Marine Drive, folks. True story. Apparently, the lack of pollution and debris in the water killed them. They're used to all kinds of dirt and pollution that you can't reverse it. You can't have purity then. If you have impurity in your life, purity sucks. So please be very careful. We don't want changes after lockdown. We have to go back to our dirty, unhygienic, traffic-filled pollution environment, which makes us healthy and strong to fight diseases like bloody corona. Up your nostril, corona. Up your nostril. Okay, we've got Avnish Singh Solanki. We pinned him down. We're going to ask him the big questions. All these celebrities with their messages, they start to irritate after some time. Sir, but how do you feel?
One sec. Rahman, it's not going in tune, yaar. Just, hey, Rahman, listen to me when I talk to you. Yeah, sorry. Let me just say this. See, it's our duty as mega stars, no, as superstars, to lighten the load of the common man in these times. You know, that's what we do. We do for you.
I hate to burst your bubble, but what makes you a superstar? No one has heard of you, not a single person. You're just not in any digital footprint we've checked. Who are you? Every time we Google your name, Kim Kardashian pops up. You do it. Well, punch ass. Oh.
Well, I'll put it this way. Have you heard of Amitabh Bachchan, Shah Rukh Khan, Virat Kohli? I'm from the same category
No,
as...
you're not. You're not from the same category.
No, I am. But, you know, look at it this way. Your show is called The Week That Wasn't, yeah? It stars Cyrus Broacha, yeah?
Yeah, so?
So if you can be a star, then anyone can. I mean, the bar is set very low. So I'm just following in the footsteps of someone like yourself. But what I'm here to present is not about who I am per se, but what I can do.
All right, stop that. I'm feeling very depressed now. You made me look inwards, introspect, which I hate to do, about the lowliness, the depths of despair that our show has plunged to, and me with it. But there's some ray of light, a beacon of hope, and that is this lovely lady from Canada who is going to tell us a little bit about the international situation. And of course, whenever I ask her to do something, she does something else, but that's life. Ambika Vas with us. There's her view on Corona.
Here in Canada, this weekend marked the official beginning of summer, which means that it's still snowing. Donald Trump announced that he has started taking hydroxychloroquine. You know, the malaria drug, which can mean only one thing. He's obviously planning another trip to India. Can you blame him? That trip was probably the best time of his life. Nothing compares to seeing the Taj Mahal in real life. Not even a bankrupt Atlantic City hotel. The New York Times reported that countries led by women seem to be the most successful in fighting the coronavirus. All I have to say to the women is, what were you thinking? You know that there is nothing more fragile than a male ego. Am I right, Cyrus?
So?
It's like when I'm playing chess against my 5-year-old nephew. I know that I need to make a few mistakes, otherwise he's gonna throw a tantrum and send out angry tweets. The UK government agreed to an emergency funding of £1.6 billion in order to save the London Tube. We actually have some footage from that meeting. To get the latest on this story, we are joined by our UK correspondent, Annabelle. Hi, Annabelle. It's great news about the tube, right? Darling, do I look like someone who uses the tube? Oh, I thought everybody used the tube. Do you know that my home is 3 times the size of Buckingham Palace? I did not know that, but maybe we should stick to the tube. And that I was supposed to marry Harry before that American girl came into the picture. Annabelle, the tube. I'm sorry, I just don't have the time. What is that noise? Are you using the tube? Of course I take the tube, darling. I'm just insulted that you think I look like someone who would take the tube. Okay.
Yeah, Ambika, I don't want to criticize, but after 36 years in the business, I know a thing or two about comedy. Everything was great, but the background. Mental health experts are noticing an emerging phenomenon. Anxiety, anxious people, anxiety about life after lockdown. What will the after effects of the lockdown be? Let's talk to eminent psychiatrist Julian Nathani to find out. And don't judge by his face. This is a man who can enter the deep recess of your mind and pull out all kinds of pimples and small things that you can't see because your eyes are this way, so you can't see that way. Julian, do I call you a doctor?
Ade, you can call me anything, but 1 second. Yeah.
What was that? What did you do just there?
Timer, yes.
The timer.
I charge by the hour.
You're charging us
Yes, by hour.
Why are you charging us? Why? What?
Your hour has begun.
But I just need 3 minutes in an interview. Why are you charging me?
See, buddy, you have anxiety written all over your face. Eh? You will need at least 21-hour sessions.
I don't need 21 hours. Listen, how can you charge me a full hour rate for just 3 minutes or less?
But I am, buddy, giving you a full hour. If you use only 3 minutes, whose fault is that? It's this kind of lopsided thinking that has put you in the therapy in the first place, Baba.
Judging by all this, I think I'm not the one who needs the therapy. But I'm not in therapy. I'm interviewing you, to be honest.
And to use a cricketing analogy, it doesn't matter who is batting and who is bowling, buddy. The cast is the same.
Okay, whatever. Let's get on with it. How much is it for the hour? How much?
Normally, it is 8,000, but for you,
Yeah, a little less, huh?
10,000.
Why are you charging me more?
Buddy, you represent a company that has recently become cash rich. Eh?
Cash rich in a lockdown, my friend. How?
May I remind you, buddy, of a certain Facebook buying in?
All right. I'll make some calls. All right. 10,000 for 3 minutes. Bill Clinton charges less. Oh, all right. So tell me, Doc, what are the symptoms to look forward to, or rather to look out for post COVID-19?
Well, people will want to stay at home.
Really? Despite being allowed out finally?
Yes. In the end, we are all like the Pavlov's dog.
Excuse me?
We are all classically conditioned. Why don't you leave your wife after years of marriage? Tell me.
Fear, because she'll beat me with choppals and tie me up to a pole and spit on me and...
No. Good or bad experience, you are the classically conditioned to return to her, buddy. Unless, of course, if you have the Alzheimer's disease.
Why Alzheimer's?
As a Alzheimer's causes memory loss, so you return to somebody else's wife.
Bloody convenient, I say.
And dementia.
Dementia?
And in that case of dementia, you start thinking clearly again and you don't return at all.
Okay, listen. We are conditioned now to want to stay at home is what you're saying.
But also, it has caused a little bit of regression. Middle-aged couples want to stay with their parents. It's clear case of revisiting childhood.
So people in their 40s and 50s want to stay with their aging parents.
But of course, the elderly parents also want to stay with their own parents. But unfortunately, at the average age of 121, those parents are in...
Well, folks, as you can see from the standard of today's episode, which was clearly even lower than what we normally give you, we need help. We need something from your side. If you have a talented relative, like a child who can scratch his ear with his toes, something like that, we can put it on for 30 seconds or so. So send us anything you have which is interesting at home, because you're all bored of relatives and friends. Well, friends shouldn't be with you, but in case they are because of some reason you can't explain, please send their videos to us and we will try and, put it on the show to upgrade our performance. So go ahead, whether you're Amitabh Bachchan or Shah Rukh Khan or just somebody named that but not the original, go ahead and send us whatever you've got. We'll see you soon. We'll fight COVID together. Kola, मैं पूछा.
Palm beginning, take palm beginning. Huh?
Well, structurally, I'm just trying to get people.
आता है गुना बिगड़े कुरु बात जा प्रेम ओके
मैं निकल कर दिया. Oh shit.
Of course.
Mohit, what do we do?